Hi guys, this is Reem Kassis, author of The Palestinian Table and more recently The Arabesque Table. And we're here today in my pantry where we are going to be looking at some of the spices and ingredients going into our recipe for the day, which is Za'atar chicken schnitzel. So here we are in the very organized part of my pantry, which has all the spices and ingredients and legumes. And we're going to ignore this part here, which looks like a tornado hit it. It's where we have my secret chocolate stash and where my kids have all their snacks. So for today's recipe, what I really want to show you is za'atar. When people here in the West say za'atar, they are referring to this condiment here with sesame seeds and sumac in it. What za'atar actually is this herb right here. It's from the oregano family. It's an actual herb in its own right. We are also going to be using paprika here. So the one I have here is actually sweet, not spicy Aleppo peppers that have been dried and ground. And then we're also going to be using garlic granules. And then we're going to go back to the kitchen and we'll see some of the other ingredients. Schnitzel is Austrian in origin and traditionally made with veal. Here I do it in chicken. And this history goes back very long. There were a lot of Jewish immigrants to Palestine where chicken and turkey were the most prevalent meats. Nobody ate pork, there wasn't much veal, and they took it back, and you start to see the entire history of the world in a single dish. But more than that, I mean, it's fried chicken. What's not to love there? And I get to sneak in some za'atar, which, as my mother always used to tell me, it's extremely healthy and makes you smart. I don't know, I eat a lot of it, I haven't seen much of a difference, but I know it tastes good. So why don't we get started? Here I have chicken breasts, which have some salt and olive oil and lemon on it. So first we're gonna add some soy sauce to the chicken. I'm going to add here a little bit of paprika. I mean, this is what I like to add to it, but it's totally up to you. You can do anything that you want. I like to use garlic granules a bit. It just gives it a nice sharp flavor, but it's not like using fresh garlic where it can burn. Since we do have za'atar in the crumb coating, I like to add a bit of dried za'atar leaves. I know these are very hard to come across, so it's totally fine to substitute dried marjoram, dried thyme, dried oregano. It's basically just the whole point is to have some herbs in there, which give the chicken a little bit more flavor. And this is where it gets super interesting and super easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take an egg and we're gonna crack the egg right in the plate here. Okay? And then all you do is you mix all of it together. The egg is coating all of it, so there's no need to do one by one. There's no need to mess up another plate. Without further ado, we're going to work on the breadcrumbs. You can just take a slice of chicken. And what I like to do is I like to use the palm of my hand at the bottom because it kind of helps to flatten it a little bit. If you notice, I didn't pound the chicken at all. I don't think there is much need to do that. And you continue to do this with the rest of the pieces. And you see how it stuck to it completely? You have nothing that's falling off. A lot of people, when they do schnitzel, they're looking for a very thin piece of meat that has a coating on it that puffs up and it almost becomes like this pocket in which the chicken is encased, or the veal. This is not what we're looking for here at all. And it's part of the reason I'm not doing the flour coating. What we're looking for here is a piece of chicken that is so crunchy, but it's almost like the crunch is just part of it. It's the skin of the chicken, if you will, and it's totally and completely attached to it. It doesn't come off. We're done. Not even 5 minutes. All right, so we're here. We're going to fry the schnitzel now. You can probably see I've got 2 corn kernels in there, and I know they pop at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so once they pop, we'll know the oil is good to go. Okay, so I guess we're good to go. Now you don't want to overcrowd the pan because you want to leave enough room for it to be crunchy and not steam, basically. And we're probably going to flip it once, maybe twice throughout. I mean, you can see as you go along, you want it to be a nice deep golden brown, but you don't want it to burn. So here you see it's becoming golden, it's not too brown, it doesn't look like it's burning at all. Okay, so here we are. We're going to plate this now. We serve it family style, and then each person puts what they want in their plate. Oftentimes I'll have potatoes, sometimes a chopped mixed salad next to it. For most Arab families, especially in the Levant, it's the go-to snack. So on my table throughout the day, I'll always have something like this. Ceramic pottery, handmade in Jerusalem by the Armenian community. So they're very well known for it. It's very recognizable. When I'm serving the schnitzel, I do like to sprinkle a bit of za'atar on it. I'll just take a little bit of this, sprinkle it on top. And here we go. As you tell people in Arabic, when they arrive in your home or about to sit at your table, you say tfaddalu, which means welcome. And once you've served someone the food and they're about to eat, you say sahtain, which means bon appetit.